The African Union Commission Chairperson Musa Faki Mahama and the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken have signed a Memorandum of Cooperation to expand a public health partnership between the U.S. and the African Union.
The Memorandum of Cooperation that we're about to sign supports the AU's call for a new public health order for Africa. It's going to expand the public health workforce, establish new institutes for research and development, make it easier for the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the U.S. government to work together to stop the next pandemic before it starts. That's how we'll make progress. As partners, as equal partners, working together to deliver concrete results, measurable benefits to our people on the issues that actually matter the most to them, that are having an impact on their lives.
The Memorandum of Cooperation was signed at the State Department in Washington on Friday. It was part of the 8th U.S.-African Union Commission high-level dialogue and was meant to reinforce President Biden's commitment to the continent. The two dignitaries discussed working together and through multilateral institutions to face today's global challenges.
Her name is Sheena Donia. She is an image coach, a communication consultant, a mother of 4 children, a very active blogger on social network, but who found the time to write a comic book, Semama Kima Command, meaning it's mom who orders. I wanted to write this book so that children who are like me, Afro-descent or not, could also see what their daily lives are, like in a comic book. The idea of representation is very important. I also wanted to honor African mothers who are often caricatures when they are shown on TV, always looking angry and not necessarily in their diversity. I wanted to show that there is not only one way to be a mother and a black mother. We don't all live in the country. Sometimes we live in separate villages, which is in my case with my children. But we have all this common DNA, and that is to say, mom decides, the children execute. In this comic, Sheena Donia highlights the influence of her Gabonese origins of parenting and education of her children, enriching her reflection of experiences on the issues in connection with her life in France. To pay tribute to the cities that have supported my comic book, Semama Ki Command, the idea was to organize talks to parenthood with the dads in one city and moms in another, and to discuss together in all honesty all those things that we should have known before becoming parents, hoping that these conversations continue in our homes and on social networks. It's good to talk about these topics that we don't talk about very often and that remain taboo. We think it's obvious for everyone that it's natural, but by discussing and sharing, we realize that we all have the same problem and the same question, and that is long way to go with great serenity. In her book, Mom is in charge, but what about the dad in all this? They are simply not at the center of this comic book. I've had people write to me and say, Mom is in charge, and who is she in charge of? These are men who ask me, so I clarify to them that I did not say it is Madame who commands, but I said it is Mom who commands, so she commands the people who call her Mom, and that is to say, the children. And the adventure of Is Mom Who Commands is far from over. The book now awaits translation into other languages. Another hurricane by the name Gombe has hit northern Mozambique with torrential winds and rain, causing extensive damage to homes and infrastructure, leaving at least 7 people dead. The cyclone, the latest in a series hitting southern Africa from the Indian Ocean, hit Nampula province early Friday, toppling trees and ripping rows of homes and public buildings. A resident of the city of Nampula was electrocuted by a fallen cable while trying to secure his roof, according to a report by Mozambican television station Miramar. Electricity, water and mobile phone services were cut off, making communication difficult.
The western Nefusa mountain town of Kasser El Hajj in Libya has held the second Libyan Couscous Day. Chefs prepared a huge plate of couscous on Friday in the town to celebrate the Libyan version of the dish popular across North Africa. The dish was prepared by 15 of the best Libyan chefs using 2,500 kilograms of couscous in one giant single dish. These areas are famous for their couscous dish. It's a popular meal, very old, that used to be prepared even by our ancestors. The purpose of preparing this dish is to bring Libyans together, to connect them to one another. This festival stands for the originality, the love, and the kinship that can be found in this region and in all parts of Libya. Organizers say they aim to create the single largest couscous dish in the world. South Africa and Mozambique have agreed on a 6-monthly review of the implementation of a raft of agreements. The agreement comes as President Ramaphosa met his Mozambican counterpart, Filipe Nyusi, in Pretoria on Friday. The neighbors discussed regional security, including the insurgency in Mozambique's Cabo Delgado province, as well as Cyclone Gombe, which is battering the north of the country.
The crisis that confronts the government and the people of Mozambique in the Cabo Delgado area is not different. We will face it together as we are now through the SADC umbrella with the same determination, certain that the forces of democracy and peace will be victorious.
The South African leader also said that they had tasked deputy ministers from their foreign departments to meet regularly to ensure the implementation of their agreement. President Nyusi appreciated South Africa for their support. We accept this support, but understand that you can't fight terrorism in an isolated form. This fact is borne out. The results are on the ground, even though sporadic attacks have persisted. The reduction in terrorist attacks confirms the old truth that united we are stronger.
Unidos somos mais fortes.
Mozambique is one of South Africa's top trading partners in the Southern African region, with key cooperation in the energy sector.
Honorable ministers, senior officials,